Bruit, the tiny fishing village on the southwest corner of the province, carries with it the same charm and personality of many others peppered across Newfoundland and Labrador's shoreline. It is small, scenic, resilient, and stubborn, now cliched descriptors that often detail the communities that grew the backbone of this province. Bruit is wedged a little shy of midway between Rose Blanche, where the road from Port aux Basques ends, and Burgeo, the still thriving community a little farther to the east. While similar in stature to other communities dotted along that coast, Isle of Mort, Burnt Islands, Le Poil, to name a few, Bruit has two identifiers that hold it in different company. One is the immense waterfall that cuts through the middle of the community and settles into its protected cove. The other? No one lives there. Turn of the 20th century, the town of Bruit was bustling by Newfoundland standards. It had more than 200 people and more fish to catch than it would have needed. But the fishery changed. The cod being dealt its mortal blow with a moratorium 25 years back, and the people and the way of life met a crossroads. Many left to seek work. Older generations died. In 2007, the school, with a student population of only 2, eventually closed. The town still had a population of 31 in 2009, but then resettlement took hold, and the community was left to abandoned houses overlooked by a graveyard on the hill. On a recent trip to the southwest coast, Bruit did everything in its power to muster disdain. First, we had to postpone the trip 2 weeks due to high southerly wind, the kind that ripped through the ocean's surface on that coast. The winds eventually calmed, but the onset of our journey across the North Atlantic offered a steady roll to rock us on the 90-minute steam from Rose Blanche to Le Poil. Our journey took another blip when the speedboat we had lined up from Le Poil to our final destination found engine trouble, and we had to switch to another cold water chariot. Mother Nature offers her own set of challenges on any trip along that unforgiving coast, as rocks were seemingly forced from the ocean's floor. As each wave hit its valley, it provided jagged shoals to tear any unseasoned sailor to shreds. But to the people of that area, these thrusting island rocks are nothing more than permanent potholes to avoid along the way. The weather gods also fired their July wrath with rain and fog for our entire trip, while the remainder of the province was soaking in sun rays. But despite its best efforts, Bruit failed to leave us loathing. The town carries with it a character beyond its recent history, one that speaks of surviving through harsher times, one of a community bonded by its inhabitants and their struggle to make it, and one where a sense of camaraderie continues to exist, even among the empty homes. The images we encountered will last a lifetime. The bedsheet in the home waiting to be laid out for one more rest. Spare change left in a cup near the door. The graveyard staring over a now destroyed bridge to the rest of town. The children's toys left still tucked away in their corners awaiting another generation of play. Food uneaten in the faded shelves, a workshop full of tools looking for something to mend. Half-used toiletries left for visits back home that never happened. Clothes tucked away neatly in a closet, never to be worn again. The church that overlooks the falls contains a list full of men's names, a schedule for ringing the big bell. Some are scratched out, denoting a time when they had to leave. One, toward the bottom of the list, simply read, "Gone." And that feeling of emptiness is prevalent, even defining. Take a walk through any outport community and the curtains and sheers of living room windows will split without fail as residents take a peek to see the passers-by. Even more than a peek if those walkers are strangers. In Grand Bruit, where living rooms reach out to almost touch the concrete walkway throughout town, weathered curtains remain still. That stillness now is even louder, but still blanketed by those magnificent falls. The solitude that Grand Bruit shoulders, however, is not an end. The town, despite having no full-time livyers, is far from dead. There's activity, and plenty of it. Many residents come back to visit on weekends or stay even longer. They are still proud of their home, still rooted in the province's older traditions, still a little skeptical of strangers, but still looking to offer a hand or a yarn. There's also industry that frequents town in the summer and beyond. There's a hint of tourism that may even get bigger as a tour boat is now offering a stop in town. Harvesters of the glass eel, a Japanese delicacy, can be seen playing daredevil at the base of the falls as they try to net a few handfuls of those transparent and expensive little critters. Lobster fishers, who experienced a banner year in 2017, can be seen in the area frequently in June month, and even hang around longer to mend their gear for the next season. A come-home year celebration is expected to attract hundreds this summer. The lights are expected to turn back on, even if for a few days. A time will be had. Grand Bruit will regain some of its glory then, at least in the revelry of a time not too long ago. And people, former residents, and those visiting for the first time, will fall in love with the town all over again. I'm Troy Turner.